What are some cleaning hacks to keep your dishes clean? That's a great question, and we're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by housecleaning360.com, and it's a website that partners house cleaners with homeowners. So if you've ever wanted to find a maid or a house cleaner, you can find one on housecleaning360.com. But wait, there's more. You can also find someone who will clean your swimming pool or your hot tub or blow off the leaves in the fall. And if it's wintertime, they'll blow off the snow from your walk and your driveway. There are all kinds of home service providers that you can find for homeowners on housecleaning360.com. So if you're not part of our referral network, head on over there and list your business. There are free and paid listings so that you can list your business and people can find you. All right, on to today's question, which is from a house cleaner or a homeowner who wants to know what some cleaning hacks are to keep the dishes clean. Okay, so the very first thing that we want to do when we get up from a meal is we want to take our plates and our spoons to the sink. And then while you're there at the sink, instead of putting them in the dishwasher, which is an option, you can have a drainer right there on the side of your sink and you can rinse them off and you're done. That's a very easy hack to rinse your dishes and they're done. Let them air dry and put them away. Now, for hundreds of years, this is how people wash their dishes. It was only in the last, several years where people have used dishwashers and, oh, my dishes are not clean unless I use a dishwasher. Yes, they've been clean for hundreds of years just by rinsing them off. And with a little bit of dishwashing soap and a rag, you can wash those down and put those inside your dish drainer and your dishes are done. Now, if you have pots and pans, I recommend having some kind of a non-stick surface on your pan. It could be something like Teflon, or it could be a stainless steel, or something that is not sticky that you rinse off as soon as you're done cooking. Now, if you have gunk that has settled in the pans, you can soak your pans, which makes it easier to scrub those out. So soak your pans if you don't have a non-stick surface, but I prefer the non-stick surface. Now, with dishes, dishes also have a non-stick surface. Most dishes are glass or plastic or some version of like Corelle or Corningware where it's got a glazed surface on it so that food doesn't stick and it's easy to wash off. So make sure that you have some good dishes that rinse and wash easily. Now, here's a tip that I use in my own house, and it might help you in your house as well. Instead of having a dish drainer that's small, I put a towel on my cupboard and I pull out the bottom rack of my dishwasher and I just put it right there on my counter. So it's big, right? It's as big as the bottom shelf of my dishwasher. So it holds all the plates, and I have the little thing in there with the spoons where you put the spoons and the knives so that you can just rinse stuff off and put it there. And as it dries, I put it away in the cupboards. However, if somebody's coming over, I just open the door of the dishwasher. I put the drawer back in of the dishwasher, that rack. I close the dishwasher and the kitchen is clean. So it's really nice because I don't have to run a whole load of dishes for one bowl or one plate. I just rinse it off right there at the sink after use, and then it's done. It's so easy. But if you have a big sink full of dishes, and let's say that they're glasses, for example, like skinny stem glasses, like wine glasses, for example, those you will want to hand wash. And so if you're running a dish pan or a dish sink full of dishes, if you'll add about a quarter cup of vinegar in there, then when you let them air dry, they will dry without any droplets of water or water stains on them because the vinegar erases that and it lets them dry naturally without any spotting. So vinegar in your dishwasher or your dishwater is a great way to remove the spots from sticking on your dishes. So that's just a couple things that I would recommend. And then also, if you do use your dishwasher, I would recommend running a cycle through with a cup of vinegar in it. Just put a cup of vinegar in there, run the whole cycle of, the whole dishwashing cycle, and it will rinse out your entire dishwasher and it will clean everything so that the inside of your dishwasher is nice and tidy. All right, so those are just a couple of hacks that I would use to keep your dishes clean. But the secret is to stay on top of it, because if you let a whole cupboard full of dishes pile up, it's going to seem overwhelming. And then if you eat in other rooms of your house and you cart dishes around, it's hard to gather all those dishes up. You're going to find dishes strewn all over your house and dried food stuck in them, and it just gets icky. So make sure that you always take your plates, cups, bowls to the sink. While you're at the sink, it's never going to be easier than right now. Rinse them out and let them air dry, and you're done. All right, that's my 2 cents for today. Until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.